Something is not right. What in the world is Pope Francis and his ecumenical movement up to now? They are behind this house of prayer in an interfaith service that will occur in the Old City of Jerusalem from September 4th through the 23rd. But there are more details coming out now. A new development has happened. A Kohen Gadol, or high priest, has been appointed by the Sanhedrin in Israel. According to an article published on August 29, 2016, he could begin his first service in 1 week. This means that the high priest could enact his duties starting on September 4th through the 5th. Is it merely a coincidence, then, that the Sanhedrin has appointed the highest of the Levitical priesthood in 2 millennia to begin services on the exact day that this interfaith meeting will also begin? One must contemplate the importance of this appointment. The high priest has an ancient history that comes from the lineage of Aaron, through Zadok in the First Temple of Solomon, through the exile and the return. Now, nearly 2,000 years later, a new high priest has been established. This new Kohen Gadol has already begun his Omer offerings in the Old City of Jerusalem, in the Jewish quarter. When they interviewed him about his appointment, he indicated that there is, quote, a need to be prepared, to prepare the priests, to have everything ready, unquote, once the Israeli government decides to permit the sacrificial system to begin. That would only be a few weeks to make preparations for it. They could even be ready in time for Yom Kippur this year. And the structures required, including the horned altar, the 2 pillars of Boaz and Yashin, and the menorah, could be set up overnight. This is because the Temple Institute has already built the parts of the temple necessary to perform a ritual sacrifice. The Kohen Gadol is only one of many new developments, indicating that the Third Temple will be rebuilt very soon. Remember, this past March, the Sanhedrin performed a ceremony appointing 2 men as witnesses to the new calendar. This was the first time that this event occurred in 2,000 years. The Sanhedrin and the religious authority are moving quickly on other aspects of the temple. Could it be that some agreement has been met and perhaps a third temple will be announced in September? There are rumors now that the meeting of the 3 monotheistic faiths in the Old City is meant to show solidarity, that an agreement has been struck regarding the temple. Who is behind this? It might be Francis, who will allegedly perform a secret mass in Jerusalem between September 4th through the 23rd. This isn't confirmed, but some sources are reporting that Francis intends to hold the Mass on the Temple Mount.
Breaking Israel news. High priest has been chosen by the Sanhedrin. Temple service could be 1 week away. The article states here, a significant step was recently taken towards reinstating the temple service when the Sanhedrin selected Rabbi Baruch Kahin as the next Kohen Gadol. Kohen Gadol, which does mean the high priest. Okay, the selection was made as a precaution for Yom Kippur if the political conditions should change, allowing the Jews to access to the Temple Mount. They will be required by Torah law to bring the sacrifices. Rabbi Kahin is confident that if that should happen, temple service could begin in less than 1 week. Another article that they had that was on their website here is also about the third temple itself. It may not, as they state in the article, may not look like what we envision. Yes, right here. What if the third temple didn't look like we expect? Okay, let's just blow that up for you and bring it over. What if the temple doesn't look like what we expect? We already know what's going on in Jerusalem this coming month here in September. This inter-dialogue thing, bringing all the peoples together, all the religions together. And this is where the Orthodox community is trying to push for the building of the third temple. As they've stated here, they want to again sacrifice animals. What Israel has got to recognize is that Mashiach has already come. All right, so we're here on the precipice of all this happening, and at the same time, it's believed that the Pope of Rome is going to be there this month. I think if he goes, it's going to be kept secret from the rest of the people, because there has been said that there would be a secret mass done on the Temple Mount with him present. That's been some very controversial things. I don't even know if I even brought that out to you guys as of yet. Some information was shared with me a little while back. I could not corroborate the information, so I've not said very much about it, but they're talking about a secret mass, the Pope being involved, and just a lot of things, guys, that are very concerning. Anyways, I wanted to get this right out to you. Things are starting to ramp up very fast. It's interesting that they elect a high priest now. It's interesting that they're bringing all these world leaders together to come to Israel there, all of them trying to put together all the religions of the world.
The interfaith movement in Jerusalem is occurring alongside the final push toward a new world religion. A top priority for Francis was to push an ecumenical gathering of all denominations and religions across the entire world, from east to west. Francis has outreached to almost every religion in the world with accelerating speed and urgency. In the U.S., Francis was the driving force behind Together 2016 event. Pope Francis accomplished his agenda through a vassal named Nick Hall. We've also seen other ecumenical events like this one, called The Gathering, that will begin on September 21st, 2016. This will occur at the same time that the Arch of Triumph is constructed in New York City on September 19th and will be left standing for 3 days. And here's another event called Word Explosion. These conventions are bringing together thousands of people, and they are preaching a message of unity, peace, and ecumenism. This is the opposite of what Jesus taught us. He said that he did not come to bring peace, but a sword. Not peace, but division. He said that those who followed him would be hated by all nations, not loved and respected. What we are seeing is an inversion of the truth right in front of our eyes, and many are buying into it. Perhaps the truth, these ecumenical events, is hidden in plain sight. The Gathering displays a Masonic compass, a pyramid with the all-seeing eye on top, and the megachurch pastors are forming the inversion or bottom of the compass. In a trailer for The Gathering, one can see that it depicts fires spreading across the U.S. and large cracks forming, as though the land was just struck by a nationwide earthquake. What is this trailer telling us about the nature of this event? The Kingdom Come ecumenical event that just happened in August featured an entire trailer of inversion, including showing the cross inverted, which is extremely demonic. Everything in the world right now is being turned upside down. The things forbidden in the scriptures are now being openly celebrated, while those who hold true to the teachings of Yeshua found in the Gospels, those who obey what he said, are becoming more and more ostracized from society, more mocked and more made fun of. There is no doubt that the world elites already knew what was coming. We can see it right here on the Economist 2016 cover. It depicts Pope Francis standing next to Kirill, one of the biggest ecumenical stories of the year. The separation between the Vatican and Russian Orthodoxy is perhaps one of the greatest religious divides in world history. But in 2016, something is changing. Boundaries are dissolving, divisions are going away, and differences in dogma are no longer apparent. Francis is readying all religions for the coming of the capstone. We must reject his message and his agenda. It isn't what Yeshua taught. Numerous biblical scholars and men of God from the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries warned us that the Vatican was the system of the Antichrist, and that they would be instrumental in ushering in the last days. Adam Clarke, Joseph Berg, and Robert Clayton made predictions about it centuries ago. Their commentaries on the end seem to be influenced by the mysterious predictions of Isaac Newton. 2016 was the year to watch. The Vatican would be highly active in this year. Events of the end are accelerating like never before. We are seeing the birth of the one world religion and the establishment of the Antichrist system on earth. We should be watching closely now and praying always that we are worthy to escape all things that will come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man.